This week from Hollywood, we take you to the premiere of Miss Bala in Las Vegas, and then over to the premiere of Hellboy in New York City. Next, Kevin Spacey releases an extremely odd video message before entering the courtroom. And check out these new BFFs. Lady Gaga and Celine Dion are rocking Vegas. Plus, you'll never believe what Jennifer Lawrence did at Ellen DeGeneres' birthday party. And then we shine the spotlight on Holmes & Watson star Will Ferrell. All of these updates and more coming up, but first, let's take a look at the red carpet. First up, we take you to the premiere of Miss Bala at CinemaCon.
Is this you?
You have to believe me. They made me do it.
The building that you blew up is a DEA safe house. You know how long you'll go away for? Unless you help us get Lino Esparza.
Please.
The film is an edge-of-your-seat ride in the world of cross-border crime. Jane the Virgin star Gina Rodriguez discovers a power she never knew she had.
It's a really fun action thriller that is about a young girl that goes to visit her young, not that young, let's take that back. It is about a girl that goes down to Mexico to visit a good friend of hers, gets herself mixed up in a unfortunate incident and gets her way out of it using her wit and her mind and her strength and her empowerment. You're watching a girl going from ordinary to extraordinary.
Next, we chatted with Catherine Hardwicke.
When I heard that Gina was interested and I got to have a meeting with her, I was pretty thrilled because Gina brings a lot of heart and passion to it. She works her butt off. She's tough but beautiful and sensitive. So I was very excited to work with her and have her be seen in a role that we've never seen her play before.
Handsome Anthony Mackie steals the screen.
I think when you look at a movie like this in this day and age, in this generation, in this time, there are no limits and no shortcomings to the idea of what anyone can be, male, female, black, white, Latino, whatever you are. You know, the sky's the limit. So to be in a movie like this with a female director and a female star and being the short guy on the totem pole, I was excited about that opportunity.
I'm gonna come back for you.
Tell me lies. I'm gonna hurt you.
I'm not giving up on my family.
La Bala. In the end, the bullet settles everything.
Next up, we take you to the premiere of Hellboy at New York Comic Con.
Haven't we got to be saving the world or something?
Does it do anything special?
Yeah. It smashes things real good.
Actor David Harbour is used to the stranger things in life.
It's a really fun, modern hero, in a sense. He's not a hero of the 50s like Captain America or something. I mean, he's not this hopeful hero. He's more of a hero for our time, which is to me like a more dark, more cynical time in a sense. It's not like after the Great War.
Hellboy universe creator Mike Mignola saw his vision on the big screen.
It's a darker Hellboy film than they've seen before, but in a lot of ways much closer to my material. I'm thrilled. I mean, it's the first time I can say, I wasn't on set a lot, but there's at least one scene, probably more than one scene, but one scene I saw where I went, holy, that's the comic. And I could never really say that about the other films, nothing against the other films, but there's stuff in this one that walked right out of the comics.
Then we chatted with American Honey star Sasha Lane.
Dude, this is like amazing. It's kind of everything you dream of. You put so much into a film and so much into a project, and then to actually be able to like interact with people who just have a love for what it is and what you're gonna bring to it. It's kind of like the coolest thing and kind of what you would want, you know, instead of just like, all right, we're done. This is beautiful, yeah.
Sorry, I interrupt.
On the contrary, you've arrived just in time.
Kevin Spacey has laid fairly low since being forced to exit House of Cards amid sexual assault accusations. Well, until now. On Christmas Eve, Kevin posted a disturbing video message for his fans, asking, "But you wouldn't believe the worst without evidence, would you? You wouldn't rush to judgments without facts, would you? Did you?" Kevin's now facing a felony charge of allegedly groping a teenage busboy in Nantucket back in 2016. His request to abstain from attending court proceedings was denied. Here's more of the odd video.
Because I can promise you this. If I didn't pay the price for the things we both know I did do, I'm certainly not going to pay the price for the things I didn't do.
Lady Gaga is on fire. The new Las Vegas resident opened her show Enigma to a sold-out crowd at the Park Theater in Sin City. And there was a very special person in the audience cheering her on, Celine Dion. Gaga said Celine prayed with her and her band backstage before the show.
I swear to you, the number of women that I can count on one hand that are supportive in this industry is like I would lose fingers, okay? You are amazing.
For her part, Celine could be seen rocking out in the crowd, a testament to how much she adores her new neighbor in Vegas. Gaga's show opened December 28 and will run through November 9. Celine's farewell residency will end in June 2019. Celebrities regularly flock to both shows. Check out Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom at Enigma. Speaking of Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom, the not-so-undercover lovebirds were spotted on New Year's Eve visiting one of their favorite vacation zones, Aspen. The two shared a table at Cloud 9 and eating fondue while spraying bottles of Veuve. Onlookers said Katy kept her hood up the whole time as not to draw attention to herself. She wore a fanny pack and eventually danced on some tables, but made it out pretty unscathed. Her ex Diplo also joined the celebration, as well as new mom, again Kate Hudson. Now that's a fun crowd. Jennifer Lawrence had a hilarious story to tell Howard Stern on his SiriusXM radio show. Apparently, the 28-year-old was at one of Ellen DeGeneres' birthday parties and got so high she randomly started accosting people. The incident occurred after J-Law opted to leave the party, but her ride wasn't ready, so she smoked a joint instead. The difference was there was something else in it. It was like an entirely different universe, she said on air. Then she started yelling at a woman in the line at the porta potty, "You go first, you gotta poop." Apparently, what she didn't realize was that she was still physically shaking the woman, who didn't actually have to poop. She was then escorted out of the party. You really can't make this stuff up. Taylor Swift sure knows how to spend the holidays with her main squeeze, actor Joe Alwyn. We hear the stars rented out a castle in Limerick, Ireland, so that they could fly beneath the radar and get some much-deserved one-on-one time. The getaway cost the couple approximately $63,000 for one weekend. While on their journey, the pair visited O'Shaughnessy's traditional pub. They holed up in Glyn Castle, a favorite haunt of legends like Mick Jagger and Julia Roberts. The 800-year-old castle sits on 400 acres of land and includes 15 acres of gorgeous gardens. Not too shabby. Not everyone has as much luck on vacations as the rest of them. Check out actress Rebel Wilson, for example. The 38-year-old comedian had a heck of a time recently while skiing in the mountains. Rebel was skiing in Aspen when she took the lift a tad bit too high and had to be rescued. She wrote on Instagram stories, "I lost feeling in my left foot. I think it was the ski boot." Rebel was celebrating on the slopes before beginning promotion of her newest film, Isn't It Romantic? Being rescued might be romantic to some. Oh, the stories she can tell. This week, we shine the spotlight on Holmes & Watson star Will Ferrell. The Saturday Night Live alum towers over his peers, just like Elf himself. Just like his part in Austin Powers, this superstar has enjoyed a Talladega night or two at the Roxbury. The ladies' man has stolen the screen in Zoolander, Old School, Starsky and Hutch, Anchorman, and Bewitched. He's a producer, a wedding crasher, and a semi-pro stepbrother. He's even enchanted us with his Blades of Glory. We've been with him from the campaign to the internship, and he never forgets to remind us all when Daddy's home. Will takes fans next on a journey into a classic tale from childhood as Sherlock Holmes. This version of Sherlock Holmes was as unique as Will himself.
As we kind of talked about what type of character Sherlock would be. We really wanted to focus on the fact that he would be almost a comedic version of Spock from Star Trek, that he is obviously all about logic. He's so incredibly smart. At the same time, he's a little void of just regular kind of interaction and feelings that normal human beings have. He's not trying to be mean.
Will worked with his pal John C. Reilly.
I've always been a huge fan of John's. We just hit the ground running in terms of sharing kind of the same comedic sensibility, coming at it from, oddly enough, never trying to be funny, just trying to be true to the character.
Will believes audiences will enjoy the movie.
The only reason to do this movie is to make it so crazy, because we have license to kind of go places that any other version hasn't gone, and that's where I think it'll be surprising and fun, and the fact that we just keep laughing that two American actors are playing arguably the most iconic character in literature in a way.
The combination of the late hour and your drunkenness allows for communication of exceptional honesty.
Right.
I will call it an intoxigram, and no one shall ever regret sending one.
Hold on to your snow hats. We have a sneak peek at Frozen 2, and it involves an older Elsa and Anna. Are you ready to hear more? Here's what we know so far. Frozen 2 is due out in 2019 and stars the original cast members, plus some intriguing new cast members, including Evan Rachel Wood and Sterling K. Brown. The title being used in Russia is Frozen Heart 2, but no word on if that's truly the title. There's been a push to have Elsa be Disney's first lesbian main character, but there's no word on whether that storyline will play into the sequel. We can't wait to learn more. We're hearing more rumblings about a sequel and some big star news. The new report suggests Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd will cameo in Zombieland 2. The pair will star as themselves in the gory comedy. Some have wondered if a sequel would ever happen. It's taken nearly a decade for Zombieland 2 to come together, possibly because Emma Stone and Jesse Eisenberg have been preoccupied with other projects. How dare they? But listen, this one is definitely poised to be anything but a sleeper. Carrie Fisher's brother Todd has revealed a small tease of what they can expect regarding Leah's character in Star Wars Episode 9. And the kicker? He's promising all new content. No green screen here. But how can that be? Todd revealed there's a lot of minutes of footage. I don't mean just outtakes. This is unused new content that could be woven into the storyline. That's what's going to give everybody such a great kick. It's going to look like it was meant to be, like it was shot yesterday. Well, we can't wait to see. This week on our Hollywood Box Office Countdown, we're diving deep with Aquaman. Here we go. At number 5 on our Hollywood Box Office, Bumblebee with $13 million.
You've got me. And I'm not going anywhere.
In our number 4 spot this week, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse with $13.5 million.
Hey guys,
Okay, who are you?
I'm Gwen Stacy. Come on.
How many more spider people are there? Save it for Comic-Con.
In our number 3 spot this week, Mary Poppins Returns with $16.6 million.
I was blowing the kites and it got caught on a nanny.
Mary,
Poppins, you came back.
you seem hardly to have aged at all.
Really?
In our number 2 spot this week, Escape Room with $16.9 million.
It's a choice.
I want to let me out of here now.
That's why they chose us.
And in our number 1 spot this week, Aquaman with $31.5 million.
What could be greater than a king?
A hero.
Hollywood birthdays this week have our celebrities turning anywhere from 23 to 84. Beautiful Boy star Timothée Chalamet turned 23. R&B singer John Legend turned 40. Downtown Abbey star Maggie Smith turned 84. Fantastic Beasts star Jude Law turned 46. Hannibal villain Anthony Hopkins turned 80. And War Machine star Sir Ben Kingsley turned 74. Be sure to tune in next week for more glitz, glamour, and news from Hollywood Newsfeed.